Welcome back to AI Discovery, where we explore intriguing legal questions from around the world. Today we're diving into the fascinating topic of Russia's ability to legally purchase NVIDIA chips. NVIDIA, as many of you know, is a global technology titan, renowned for its high-performance chips that power everything from gaming consoles to supercomputers. Yet, the path to acquiring these cutting-edge products is not always straightforward, thanks to the maze of international trade regulations. Now you might be wondering, why all the fuss over chips? Well, NVIDIA chips are no ordinary chips. They are at the heart of multiple industries, driving innovation in gaming, scientific research, and artificial intelligence. They've become integral to our modern digital world, which makes their access a matter of global interest. So, where does Russia fit into all of this? Given the geopolitical climate and the sensitive nature of technology trade, can Russia legally buy these coveted chips? Well, the answer to that lies in the labyrinth of US export regulations, specifically the United States Export Administration regulations. These regulations control the export of sensitive technology, posing challenges but not outright prohibiting Russia from purchasing NVIDIA chips. To acquire these chips, Russian entities need to navigate a complicated web of licensing and compliance requirements. It's like a game of chess. Each move must be carefully planned and executed to ensure compliance with American laws. But it's not an impossible game to play. It's also worth noting that while restrictions exist, they are not all-encompassing. They typically target specific applications with potential military use, leaving other industries such as scientific research, gaming, and artificial intelligence, with the ability to legally access NVIDIA products. In essence, each transaction is evaluated on a case-by-case basis, and with proper documentation and adherence to international regulations, Russian companies have successfully purchased NVIDIA chips in the past. So, buckle up as we delve deeper into the complexities of tech trade, exploring the legalities of Russia buying these chips. Stay tuned as we navigate the intriguing intersection of law, technology, and international relations. And that's a wrap for Scene 1. Up next, we'll dive into the details of the United States Export Administration regulations. Stay with us. The answer to our question lies within the United States Export Administration regulations. These regulations, commonly known as the EAR, are a set of rules enacted by the U.S. Department of Commerce. Their primary purpose is to protect U.S. national security, foreign policy, and economic interests without disrupting the country's international commitments. At the heart of the EAR is the Commerce Control List, a comprehensive catalogue of items that are subject to U.S. export controls. This includes a wide range of goods, from simple nuts and bolts to highly complex, sophisticated technologies such as NVIDIA's high-performance chips. So, what's the function of these regulations? Well, in the context of our discussion, they serve as a framework that guides the export of sensitive technology from the US to other countries, including Russia. The EAR stipulates that for certain items on the Commerce Control List, an export license must be obtained. This license acts as a permission slip, granting the legal authority to export the item in question. Now, these regulations aren't just a matter of filling out a form and getting a stamp of approval. They involve a detailed review process that takes into account various factors. These can include the nature of the item being exported, the destination country, the end user, and the end use. For instance, if the intended end use of an NVIDIA chip is in a sensitive sector like military or nuclear technology, the export license application might undergo a more rigorous scrutiny. This is because the US government wants to prevent advanced technologies from falling into the wrong hands or being used in ways that could compromise global security. But here's the crucial point. While these regulations pose challenges, they do not outright prohibit Russia from purchasing NVIDIA chips. Yes, the process may be complex and rigorous, but it's not impossible. With the right paperwork and a clear understanding of the regulations, Russian entities can and have successfully procured these high-tech chips. So, in the grand scheme of things, the United States Export Administration regulations serve as a gatekeeper, not a roadblock. They ensure that the transfer of sensitive technology is done responsibly, without compromising the interests of the US or the global community. To acquire these chips, Russia must navigate through a complex web of licensing and compliance requirements. This journey begins with understanding the intricacies of the United States Export Administration regulations. These regulations, though vast and complex, offer a roadmap for Russian entities to follow. The first step in the process is obtaining an export license from the US Department of Commerce. This crucial document serves as an official authorization allowing the export of certain commodities and technologies. The application process requires providing detailed information about the item being exported, its intended use, and the end user. Compliance with American laws is not just a prerequisite, but a continual obligation. It's not only about getting the license, but about maintaining adherence to the regulations throughout the transaction process. This includes accurate record keeping, timely reporting, and proper handling of the exported items. One of the key aspects of this process is the classification of the commodity, in this case, the NVIDIA chip. The US Department of Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security uses the Export Control Classification Number, or ECCN, to identify the level of control over an item. The ECCN classification determines the license requirements. For example, if the chip falls under a category that has significant national security implications, the regulations would be more stringent. It's a challenging process, no doubt, but it's not an insurmountable one. With proper documentation and strict adherence to international regulations, Russian entities can successfully purchase NVIDIA chips. However, it's worth noting that the process doesn't end with the purchase. Compliance is an ongoing commitment that extends beyond the transaction, requiring consistent vigilance and adherence to evolving regulations. In the end, the complex process of licensing and compliance underscores the delicate balance between technological advancement and national security. It also serves as a testament to the lengths that nations will go to in order to access cutting-edge technology. With proper documentation and strict adherence to international regulations, Russian entities can successfully purchase NVIDIA chips. While restrictions exist, they typically target specific applications with potential military use. This is a key point to understand when we talk about Russia's access to NVIDIA chips. Specific industries such as scientific research, gaming, and artificial intelligence, which are typically civilian in nature, do not face the same level of scrutiny and can, in fact, legally access these products. Now, picture a vast array of industries, from healthcare to education to entertainment, all potentially benefiting from the high-performance capabilities of NVIDIA's chips. These industries are not just permitted, but encouraged to harness the power of advanced technology to drive innovation and growth. But how does the process work? Well, it's certainly not a one-size-fits-all scenario. Each transaction is evaluated on a case-by-case basis. The US Department of Commerce, which oversees the export of sensitive technology, examines many factors before granting an export license. They look at the nature of the technology, its potential end use, and the end user, among other things. What this essentially means is that Russian entities must show due diligence when applying for an export license. They must provide accurate and comprehensive information about what the NVIDIA chips will be used for, who will be using them, and how they will be used. This is a meticulous process, but it's a necessary one to ensure that the technology doesn't end up in the wrong hands. While the process may seem daunting, it's not insurmountable. Russian companies have successfully navigated this terrain before, purchasing NVIDIA chips with proper documentation and strict adherence to the regulations. They've shown that it's possible to traverse the labyrinth of legalities and emerge victorious. So, while restrictions may be in place, they are not absolute barriers. They are more like hurdles that require careful navigation. With the right approach, these hurdles can be overcome, allowing Russian entities to tap into the potential of NVIDIA's cutting-edge technology. This means that with careful documentation and adherence to regulations, Russian companies can legally purchase NVIDIA chips. This is the crux of the matter. As long as the rules are followed, the door to NVIDIA's technological prowess remains open to Russia. It's essential for Russian entities to stay updated with the ever-evolving trade regulations. As we navigate the fast-paced world of technology, change is the only constant. This reality is especially true when it comes to international trade norms that govern the acquisition of advanced technology like NVIDIA chips. In the global tech arena, regulations are not static. They shift and transform, mirroring the ever-changing landscape of international relations, national security concerns, and technological advancements. As a result, staying updated is not just a good practice. It's a necessity for any entity looking to legally acquire these high-performance chips. Continued compliance with these regulations requires vigilance and a proactive approach. It's not enough to simply understand the rules at one point in time. Russian entities must consistently monitor changes to ensure their practices remain lawful. This involves keeping an eye on updates from the United States Department of Commerce, as well as any changes in international trade agreements. Moreover, it's crucial to remember that the acquisition process doesn't end with the purchase. After obtaining the NVIDIA chips, Russian entities must continue to comply with any usage restrictions and reporting requirements. These might include limits on the chip's application or obligations to provide updates on how the technology is being used. Staying updated with these trade regulations is not just a matter of legal compliance. It's about fostering a culture of responsibility and ethics in the technology industry. By doing so, Russian entities can contribute to a global tech landscape that respects international norms and promotes fair trade practices. Additionally, this vigilance can open up new opportunities. By staying abreast of changes, Russian entities can strategically adapt, seizing chances to acquire new technology as soon as it becomes available. In essence, staying updated is a dynamic process. It requires active engagement with the regulatory environment, a keen eye for detail, and a commitment to ethical practices. This vigilance ensures that the acquisition of NVIDIA chips remains lawful and in line with international trade norms. It's not just about acquiring technology. It's about shaping the future of the tech industry in a responsible and innovative way. In conclusion, Russia has the legal capacity to purchase NVIDIA chips, although it requires strict compliance with US export regulations. We've navigated the complex landscape of tech trade, delved into the United States Export Administration regulations, and dissected the intricate process of licensing and compliance. We've acknowledged the restrictions and exceptions, highlighting that specific applications with potential military use are typically targeted, while industries such as scientific research, gaming, and artificial intelligence can legally access NVIDIA products. We've also emphasized the importance for Russian entities to keep abreast of evolving trade regulations to ensure compliance. The potential benefits for Russia's technology industry are vast. By accessing NVIDIA's cutting-edge chips, they can foster innovation and growth within their borders. Thank you for supporting AI Discovery today as we explored the perplexing legal powers of Russia in acquiring NVIDIA chips. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to AI Discovery, the YouTube channel that explores AI and beyond.